Hey guys, how are you? Welcome into September 3rd. Hi, Train. So, I'm preparing to do this morning's reading, and it's Labor Day weekend, and we used to start school the Wednesday after Labor Day every year. It was never started in August; it was always in September. And the first day or the first couple of days, so there usually was one teacher who had us write some kind of like essay, which I totally love because I love to write. Um, an essay on what I did, what I learned on my summer vacation, what I learned, and those essays must have been hilarious. Okay, just I mean, especially in like third, fourth, fifth grade. As you get to be like in high school, it was like, all right, what does the teacher want from me? But in third, fourth, fifth grade, you're really telling them, right? You're really telling them. It's a difference between like a a learned behavior and being natural, right? Something that can just come out of you. Hopefully, third, fourth, fifth grade, that was true. But I do remember several summers where it was just sort of like, I don't know, pretty sad, right? Pretty sad. Summer vacation. Thank you. My father passed away when I was 14, so freshman year in high school. He passed away in February. So for 3 or 4 years, it was, in home care, round the clock nursing, tough to be a kid. You're already in the place of like, I've been hatched from an egg, I have no parents. But then add into that like wheelchairs and bedpans and stuff like that. And it's like I don't invite anybody over, right? So those times were the times of quiet. And they were extremely, it's sort of like everything has a positive and negative, right? Too much of anything, everything in moderation. So I recall very much being the one who was aware that it was me who was taking care of me in those times because it was very difficult. And I was definitely one of those like, hey, life is already tough around here, so I'm going to do what I can. So you grow up pretty fast. But at the same time, you sort of leave a little girl behind who needs more, right? Who needs more. And it was like when I would write that essay on what I learned my summer vacation, I recall in freshman year, because, you're starting high school, right? It's a big deal. I recall that freshman year, it was just like, everything's fine, everything's great, right? And my teachers knew that my father was ill. And they're all like, what? Why is everything fine? Why is everything great? It was like the creation of a facade, the creation of a belief of like, you got to do it all yourself, right? It was a creation of that. And the lack of awareness of the guidance I was receiving, the lack of awareness that there were other people, who could be of some assistance. I eventually learned that. But at that time, what I learned on my summer vacation was self-sufficiency, a plus, right? But growing up too fast, you sort of shut out lessons that, this is Rose. I don't think you've met Rose. So anyway, so what did you learn on your summer vacation this year? And for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, right, what did you learn in the last couple of months? If it wasn't a summer vacation, it's winter, right? So what did you learn on your summer vacation? And the purpose of what we're going through now is about learning, right? It's just all about learning. It's constantly learning, constant lessons. And the feeling of never being done, but also like, that's okay because you just keep growing, you keep growing, you keep growing. There really isn't an end to it. And that's okay, right? And, you can make mistakes. You can learn your lesson. You can, I attract the same lesson over and over again, past 10 years, same lesson over and over again, just now learning it, right? Okay, right? Don't be mad, don't be upset that like, oh, I should have learned this lesson in 2012, oh my God. You weren't ready. Just give yourself a break, okay? So, let's see what's going on here. Rose is sitting behind me. I don't know if you can see her. You can't. She's sitting directly behind me. Rose is the hunter. I should have named you Diana. She's the hunter. All right, guys. So let's see what's going on here for you. Let's get a sense. September 3rd. All right, let's see here. What's going on? Queen of Cups. Boy, do I love that. Just really be living in that unconditional love. Being okay with things changing. Lots of things are changing right now. Leaving things behind that need to be left behind. Yep, leaving things behind that need to be left behind. Being unconditionally loving to yourself. Seeing the connections. Wow, there's a lot here. Okay. Devil. Yes, leaving that behind. Okay, so for any of you who have had a situation this summer or now where, I'm going to show you, okay, where you might have looked to outside validation, Page of Wands, outside validation. You're now looking inside. Here's Rose. Hi, Rose. You're now looking inside. High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles. And somebody is not going to be too happy. If you decide to move on from a situation, a karmic situation, this is definitely a karmic situation, all right, that had you tied up. And it didn't look, I have a feeling, it didn't look all that bad. It was sort of one of those situations where it didn't seem like it was really bad, like it was an illusion to you because of this Page of Wands, because of this immaturity. Remember, we were just talking about what I learned on my summer vacation and my own experience of growing up really fast, and you leave behind this person who needs more stuff. But then you create, as a grown-up, somebody who needs outside validation because this person hasn't matured inside you. This little girl or little boy has not matured. Okay? And so then this is why this thing is occurring in your life, because you have this desire, need, I need some water. Okay, coughing fit happens. Okay, so here's what I see. Leaving behind this energy that has been tying you up, of something inside you that needs maturing because it's creating a situation where you're tied into a karmic relationship, into a cycle, a loop that isn't loving, that is hurting you, that is, hurting you might be, well, no, hurting you. Okay, hurting you. So, 9 of Swords, right? Death. It's over. That is over. All right. And being loving to yourself, being nurturing to yourself. Okay. So like not like beating yourself up for like what I just said about like, oh, I should have learned that lesson in 2012. Right. No. Because there's more nuance here. And I also feel like there's something that needs maturing. There's something that it's like the lesson needed to happen as many times as it needed to happen. What I learned in my summer vacation. What I learned in the last 10 summers, right? What I learned. Somebody else is going to take exception to this, and you might have to, because it's sort of like this. It's like you're going through this process of a death. You're going through this process of ending a situation that needed to be learned, the lesson, the releasing of the devil that needed to be learned. And this other person might be like, they liked it, whatever it was, some kind of codependency, some kind of whatever it was, they were benefiting from it a lot. And you have now decided to be this Nine of Pentacles. And the minute you do this, the minute that death happens in this, whatever this karmic situation is that you're choosing to walk away from now, things are going to move fast toward Ace of Cups. So you're clearing this this block of, I'm going to say there's something immature about this connection, this karmic lesson. There's something here that it's like an inner child work that needs to happen. Because this is where your Nine of Pentacles here, this is, High Priestess, Queen of Pentacles, mature, okay? Self-nurturing, Queen of Cups here, loving to oneself. So not really taking yourself to task about the fact that you had to learn this, maybe again. Not really being upset with yourself about that, okay? And the Nine of Swords here is about being upset, a little bit upset with yourself, but it's more about like cutting through the illusion of your own monkey mind, your own brain of like, don't listen to your mind. Boy, India had a lot of these same things to say to me yesterday. You know India, right? She's awesome. If you don't know India, she's been on my channel a lot. We do a lot of lives together. She has a YouTube channel too. She's really super cool. I recommend her highly. You're choosing to walk away from this situation. And I'm just going to get one around this Knight of Swords here. This Knight of Swords. Yeah, baggage. Let me get more. Five of Cups. Three of Wands. Moving away from it. So there could be that person, Nine of Wands, Five of Cups, Three of Wands, that person who takes umbrage at you moving away from this lesson. They were getting something from you. They were getting sex, or they were getting, I don't know, maybe you were like worshiping them or something like that. Something. And there was a tie here that was important. Now that you're learning that lesson, the person who is with you is like angry that you're releasing them. They don't like that. And now you're manifesting the new. You're manifesting this Ace of Cups. Because you've cleared this blockage, this baggage, and they liked it because they were definitely getting something out of it. So let's get two cards for blocks here. Two cards for blocks. Yes, Ace of Pentacles, Hierophant. Looking to outside sources for validation. Definitely with the Page of Wands here. Hierophant is, this is leadership. This is spiritual leadership. This is being rewarded. And you have been blocking this for a time by not learning this lesson. So you all who watch this, if you're, all y'all in this twin flame journey are spiritual leaders, okay? Spiritual guidance for others. And you're having, it's almost like, this is going back to the school metaphor. How appropriate for September. This is going back to the school metaphor of learning the lessons, but also sort of like graduating from one grade to another. You're graduating here. And people who it impacts when you no longer are in that feel loss, but you're being graduated to the next level. Queen of Pentacles, High Priestess, Queen of Cups, more unconditional love, more nurturing, more kindness, more intuition. And now the universe will reward that spiritual leadership And this is like the school of hard knocks, right? Like you have to learn the lesson by experiencing it. It's not enough to just be like, well, this relationship was unhealthy for me because it was a third party situation, or it was unhealthy for me because it was a codependent, narcissistic, endless loop, right? Whatever the unhealthiness, because I can see that devil as codependency, and you're definitely waging war. You can also be that Knight of Swords, being like, you know what? We're done here. And manifesting something new. The universe, you have been blocking this for a while because experiencing the lesson is harder than reading about it in a book. Reading about it in a book, in many ways, is distancing yourself from the lesson. And the universe, God, has put this in your path because you are then a spiritual light for others by experiencing it. You had to experience it. This was an important lesson. What I learned on my summer vacation: I have to leave death and devil behind. They don't like it, not one damn bit. Not one damn bit. No. This person, if you're leaving, that Sag energy there, if you're leaving a person behind by doing this, by learning your lesson, I feel like they're going to come after you. And I don't mean that like I just feel like they're going to turn up the volume. Okay? Let's hear from this other person. I feel like that Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords is the other person here. What's going on for them? Two of Cups. They have real feelings for you. But the fact is, like, your job here is to be on the path of twin, or be in the spiritual journey of the twin. And if this was blocking that, this person does have love for you. This is from the other person. Two of Cups here. They do have love for you. There's no question. But whatever you were doing, world, that's over. It's over. It's got to be ended so that you can graduate. Graduation day, my friend. Yep, Five of Pentacles. They're going to, Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles. They may put you out in the cold. They may treat you, it may be difficult. Okay? Ace of Wands. And then they're going to try to pull you back in. If that's definitely a narcissistic pattern where they, you walk away from it, and that is like, oh, you're not playing the game anymore, right? And so then they're going to try to pull you back in. But really just put it down, okay? It's not a situation where you're necessarily being nasty to them or anything. You're just like, you know what? This is unhealthy for me. I'm moving on. And they don't like that because it reveals that it was unhealthy for them too. Okay, so how's this unfolding? Star. That's healing energy here. That's really good. That's really good. Six of Cups. The minute that you end this, they're feeling out in the cold because I feel like your twin can then come in. If you've been resisting your own spiritual leadership in this, the twin can then come in. Five of Wands. Wow, 3 fives right there. Major changes. Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and Five of Cups. All the fives. And the Hierophant. Big change. One more, please. Cool. New path. New path. I like that a lot. And the path is more loving to you. The path is more intuitive. The path is more nurturing. You're no longer looking to outside sources for validation. Okay? So part of what we're doing on this channel is helping you to really step into this spiritual leadership and opening to your own intuition. Right? When somebody watches a reading of mine and they say how much it resonates with them, I'm aware that they're listening to their own intuition. Now it's time to really expand that, right? That's what we're doing in the tarot classes, is really expanding your intuition. And I realize you get into a low vibration point, and sometimes the only thing that will pull you out of it is somebody else. Now we're going to learn in the next 4 months how to pull yourself out of that anxiety, how to listen to your own intuition, how to remove yourself from situations that make you feel like this, right? And know that it's a lesson, right? I'm not trying to intellectualize things that need to be learned. But at the same time, your mind is the thing that gets in the way. Your mind is the thing that goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What if this is my person and I'm walking away from them? What if this is my twin and I'm walking away from them? Well, guess what? If there's a lesson for you to learn here and you walk away from your twin, that's part of the lesson. That twin is helping reflect to you lessons that you need to learn. So fear not. For behold, I bring you tidings of great joy. Good tidings of great joy. Walking on a new path, my loves. Let's see here. Let's do a couple of things. All right. I got this Divine Feminine deck, which is so fabulous. And I've been using the Magdalene deck, which I'm going to use right now. I've been using this a lot lately, and I feel it's very appropriate for the twin flame journey. So let's use it. Lovers comes right out underneath. So this deck, I'm going to shuffle like India shuffles. I'm going to shuffle like India shuffles. This one wants to come out. I don't know how she shuffles. I know she has some kind of special way of shuffling. So that one comes out. Give me two more, please, and then underneath. Two more. Whoopsie. Come on now. These are big. My hands are not this big. Oops. Okay, you want to come out? And then underneath. Heart and soul. Oh, boy. That's a beautiful card. Wow, these are really beautiful. Serendipity. What is that? Oh, India's texting right now as we're talking. I'm going to tell her that we're talking about her. How funny, how funny, how funny. All right, so the other cards that came out here, intimacy, crucifixion. Wow. Death, the death card here, Gaia. And then heart and soul. So let's talk a little bit. Where's my book here? So the intimacy one. You may have been emotionally hurt in the past, and as a result, you are now reluctant to share your feelings with others because you fear being hurt again. It is understandable that you have faced a protective shield around your heart. Placed a protective shield around your heart. However, now it is time to drop the armor because at present it is preventing a worthwhile relationship from forming. There is someone who dearly loves you, and the love this person has for you is real. However, he or she is afraid to reveal their true feelings for fear of rejection. Like you, they also fear being hurt. Trust and share your feelings and experiences openly and honestly. You'll be amazed at what unfolds. The most intimate relationships are usually formed through tears and laughter, so don't be afraid to express your feelings, fears, and vulnerabilities. The past is now behind you. If you have been, wow, release it and embrace the new. I'm just going to keep going here before I... Oh my goodness. Crucifixion is the next one here. My goodness. You are causing yourself much unnecessary suffering by thinking that you need to improve in some way before you can find peace and fulfillment. For much of your life, you have tried to hide the parts of you that you don't think are lovable. Yet the things you repress or hide resurface through external situations until you learn to accept and love them. A world of infinite possibilities awaits you if you can just learn to be yourself and love yourself as you are. Inside you, there is a shining star. Right? Inside you, there is a shining star. Allow the light of your star to shine forth, and you will find that people will love you just as you are. Over the coming weeks, pay close attention to your thoughts. When you find yourself thinking negatively or fearfully, that Nine of Swords, consciously transform that thought into a loving one, and continue doing this until the cycle is broken. This will take time, dedication, and perseverance, but the rewards will eventually be great. My goodness. Gaia. These cards are so beautiful. Whether male or female, you are advised to embrace your feminine side. Remember, we just had a reading about masculine, feminine, and balancing that. This means embracing your intuitive, gentle, and loving nature and applying these qualities to a current troublesome situation. Embracing these nurturing Embracing these nurturing and gentle qualities will help you feel a greater sense of balance, and this will help you overcome your present difficulty. Ask Mother Earth to help ground and strengthen you, and you will feel a renewed sense of vitality. Spend time in nature, do some gardening, go for a walk in the park. Feel your connection to the earth, and remember that both masculine and feminine qualities are complementary parts of every human being. Balance, true power, and wisdom are only possible when you embrace both. My goodness, heart and soul is underneath. You are blessed and guided by an eternal spirit of love. A positive transformation is occurring in your life at this very moment. Close your eyes and feel yourself bathed in the love which stems from the heart of the goddess. This card is confirmation that all is unfolding as it should. There is no need for concern, so stop taking things so seriously and trust. Wow, there's a whole bunch in this that we're getting here, the messages that we're getting today. There's a whole bunch here about leaving unhealthy situations. Can you be loving in how you leave that? Can you be loving to yourself in how you leave that? This is not loving, right? Nine of Swords, leaving that behind, death, leaving how you're dealing with it behind, leaving any kind of need for external validation behind. Lots of change here, all the fives, lots of change. Numerologically, that's part of what we're doing in the tarot classes too, is understanding the numerological system that exists in the tarot and how to use that as a way of guiding your reading. You are a shining star here. And I feel that the true twin, the new person, the person who is the right one, the one for you, will come forth the minute you put this lesson down. Now, if you're putting down a lesson with your twin, right, that's just about clearing a block to union, you see? So some of you could be releasing a karmic. Some of you could be releasing an unhealthy pattern with your twin. And just know that there really is love here. Soulmate love, devil energy, 6 of cups, 2 of cups here, real love energy. And, to be honest with you, we're not getting a ton of really huge cards. Once you release it, the devil, death stuff, once you release it, what we're getting over here is Star, Hierophant, and Fool energy, which is the new path. So releasing things in a loving way, loving to self, loving to other, being true to your internal wisdom and guidance here with the High Priestess, following your star, following your spiritual guidance, resisting the urge to be adversarial, resisting the urge to be like, oh, you're the reason I don't have my union yet. Get away from me, get away from me. Resisting the urge to be like that. And instead being loving of, I'm releasing you to your path so that I may walk my new path in love and light. In love and light. All right, a couple final guidance to you here. Guidance to you. Wedding. Wedding, religious factors. That's interesting. Hold on, we'll do more here. Religious factors. Free yourself. Let go of control issues. So if for some of you, if you're releasing a third party situation, what does it mean? Why are you in that? Can you think really deeply about why you're in a third party situation? What does it mean to be outside of commitment? What does it mean to be involved in that? Religious factors also being this block here, the gift that's being blocked because of a religious background, a deeply held faith in a particular religion, okay, may be blocking the ability for you to connect with your twin or connect with your deep soulmate, because there's a fear of, retribution and judgment and other things. If this person is of a different faith, of a different race, of a different, philosophy, then how is that impacting things? This wedding card is very interesting because today, to me, that means, what does that mean for you in this situation? Is there a problem with commitment? Is there a situation, for some of you, there's an issue around getting married, they're married, you're married. There's some kind of issue around that. And then when I see religious factors and free yourself, it makes me feel even more like there's something to do with commitment issues, and that's a control thing, okay? So if you're trying to let go of a third party situation, why are you in it? Can you examine that? Because if I'm asking you to write your essay of what I learned on my summer vacation, and your job here is to assess this particular situation. Why is this here again? Why is this lesson coming up to me? What is the lesson here of this relationship? What is the lesson of what's in front of me right now? Freeing yourself, letting go of control issues, is really putting aside the tension. Five of Cups, Five of Wands, really putting aside that kind of friction, change, being outside of the church. Five of Pentacles. This other person, if they're in a marriage, if they're committed to somebody, yet they love you, it's very much like that might, they would have to go outside the church or go outside their union in order to be with you. That's been the problem. And so you're freeing yourself from this by letting it go. Just putting it down. Let it go. It's not healthy for you. Not healthy. All right, guys. Loving and healthy, being loving and healthy, and being, loving and healthy to this person may require some maturity. Instead of trying to get what you want, instead of, a lot of times people are with married people because they fear commitment themselves, and they also want some external validation without really having to be in relationship. It's pretty easy to be the sparkly one, when you're outside, and I speak from experience there. So just know you're on the new path. You're on the path to letting go of something that is like the final block. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.